Hello everyone, hope everyone is staying safe and well. This is going to be my video presentation for assessment item 1B. I'm going to kick things off with a quick recap of assessment item 1A. The main risks and considerations revolve around flooding potential, interactions with current zoning, interaction with current traffic nodes on both sides of the river, and creating safe navigation for river traffic, not making the bridge into some sort of traffic navigation hazard. Opportunities revolved around flora and fauna maximisation, utilising of existing textural elements, and vista maximisation. The precedents that were used was the 24/7 bridge in Seville, the Ischberg district in Amsterdam, Stepping Stone Master Plan in Seoul, and the Garden Bridge in London. So these four precedents feed into the four main design strategies that I'll be utilising. We have experience zones, we have vista orientation, flexible infrastructure, and ecological zoning. This will be used in conjunction with my main driving concept of continuity. When I'm talking about continuity, I mean continuity of context, of biodiversity, of history and culture, of the pedestrian and cyclist flow, of river life, and of botanic gardens. From this concept we have three main moves. The first being the idea of pulling the existing green fabric of the botanic gardens out over the river. The second being utilising the urban grid of Kangaroo Point and CBD. They are offset, so how do we have a positive interaction with that? And thirdly, the idea of meeting places. The Aboriginals consider the northern side of the river, from the CBD up to Breakfast Creek, to be a very important meeting place. So how do we feed that into the urban connector, which itself can be a meeting place, but I wanted to incorporate a series of meeting places acting as nodes, and the journeys between these nodes acting as experiences. So next of all, we have a series of iterations, getting more complex as we go along, testing out urban flow or pedestrian flow, and how they interact with each side of the river. We have this final interaction here, which is what the current design looks like. Nextly, we have discussions about how the river and the bridge can work together, how we can maintain river traffic clearance when it's flooding, and also the usability of the bridge when it's in flooding. So the idea being that sections of the bridge will rise and expand so that it can respond to flooding events. And each of the nodes, the meeting places, can act as anchor points for that. Then lastly, we have the idea of ecological zoning being represented by three of the four climate zones that are prevalent in broader Queensland. We have temperate, subtropical, and grassland. I'm dedicating a fourth zone to bush tucker, which is in conjunction with eateries, which I'll talk about in a little while, so that there can be four distinct experiences as you travel across the bridge. The grassland area here is in the centre or the highest point of the bridge, so it's allowing for maximisation of views. So all of this feeds into the current master plan concept, which is this. There is much that I can talk about, but I will simply point out some main features. These nodes here are anchor points, as discussed earlier. The main focal anchor point is the amphitheatre complex here in the centre of the river, with water views. Then we have the piazza and eateries over here on the eastern side, trying to balance that with eateries already present. The marina down here is in relationship to this node here, which is aligned with spatial orientations for vistas. We have a new Thornton Street ferry terminal with activity pontoon, which is connected through the existing site. The cycleway is a separate deck below the main deck. It comes from here and splits off about here, down to here and up here, so that there can be a separation of fast and slow lanes. The existing recently constructed marina here would be moved, down here would be moved up here, so that's to allow for safety between these two marinas. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching.